Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? This is Jim from the Pain PT. Good to see you all here today. We're going to continue today to talk about the danger or threat that exists in your brain and not in your body and how you can work with it here. I'm going to give you guys today 5 steps that are very simple, very clear that you can use and that I give to all the people I work with as a foundational practice to how you deal day to day with these brain sensations in your body. And again, for those of you that are new here, you can go back to my previous video that the threat or danger exists in your brain, not in your body. And what we're essentially talking about here are conditions, are symptoms that you experience, somatic symptoms that are very real, but the cause of these symptoms is coming from your brain and nervous system, not from your body like an injury. These are different types of sensations. I call them sensations, right? Because that's a neutral word. You can call them feelings as well, because they're closely related to emotions. And the premise here and the idea here and the true understanding here from the neuroscience is that these things that are produced by your brain are not truly dangerous and threatening. They really aren't. And so this is our foundation that we need to come from in our understanding. And this is your first step, is to know what you're dealing with. What is this? What is this in my body that I'm experiencing right now? Is there a problem where I'm feeling this? No, I don't think so, because you look at your evidence, information from the doctors, scans. Talked about this last time, your history. Look at how this started, what was going on. Was there stress? Do you have a history of stress-related disorders? Do you have a history of anxiety, depression, history of adverse childhood events, trauma, PTSD, things like that? And once we know what this is, the first step is to let your brain know, communicate to your own brain to let it know what this is. Hey, this is my brain. Okay, that's your first step. This is my brain. We need to stay in the right mindset, which means it's fine. It's fine. So the first step is to know when it is your brain causing this. It's absolutely fine. You're absolutely safe. You're okay. Now, here's the thing. You're not going to feel that way, like we mentioned before, but that doesn't matter here. We're going by the evidence here. We're like a court case. You're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a scientist. You're looking at this scientifically. You're not looking at this from just an emotional brain angle. The evidence is the evidence. If you don't have evidence for a physical condition, if it doesn't add up, then this is your brain. It's psychological. It's coming from the brain. And the brain is perceiving that threat or danger. And when it does, boom, off it goes in your body. We talked about some of the reasons why the brain can feel that way in that video. You can go back to it and check it out. But today I want to highlight these 5 steps. The first one, again, is that knowing what this is and letting your brain know what this is. Hey, this is BS. Call it that. Or Dr. Sarno called it TMS. That's what I have. This is my brain. This is nociplastic pain, they call it. There's different terms. This is PPDA, psychophysiological disorder. This is SSD, somatic symptom disorder. All these different terms are indicating the same thing, that the brain and nervous system are the producer of these sensations in your body. So step one, know what you're dealing with. And once you know it's that, relax. Step two, relax, everybody, relax, because you're fine. Send messages of safety to your brain. That helps you to relax. Send messages of security, okay? Be assertive. Really want to convince your brain that you're okay. So reassurance, reassure your brain that you're okay in a very compassionate way, but a very deliberate and firm way, okay? So that there's no doubt lingering there about what this is. So you're going to tell your brain that in this way, you're going to communicate, you're going to relax, relax, relax into any particular sensations you're experiencing. Why? Well, one, because you're fine. You are okay. So let's relax. Let's not get worked up over this more. Let's not go into freak out mode. Let's not fear this thing. all these F reactions we spoke about before. Let's not get too frustrated over it. Let's not try to fix it. Let's not fear it. Let's not focus on it. Okay, let's not run away and flee it or freeze up in the face of it. We're going to go ahead and deal with it directly. We're going to face it. And one of the ways you're facing it is letting the brain know that you're okay. And what you're experiencing is also okay. Two things there. You are okay. You're not under any danger or threat. And what you're experiencing is also okay. Second step, relax. Exhale. Exhale. Calm down. You're fine. Okay, this is part of the process. We're trying to get your nervous system to settle down. Okay, we're going more towards the parasympathetic nervous system than the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, and then step 3, really important here, is that you welcome in, you invite in, you allow, you accept, you're okay with any sensation that comes. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you know it's from your brain, you're going to accept and allow it freely. It can do whatever it wants. You're not going to try to stop it or control it or change it or fix it. Why? Comes back to the first step always. There's nothing wrong with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. This is really, really important, because if you believe and think that there's something wrong with you, then you're going to do all these things to try to modify and change and fix what you're feeling. And I'm asking you not to do that, because that will only make it worse. That will actually increase the threat value in your brain, increase the danger that exists in your brain, because you're trying to do something about it. The simplest example, and I've said this before, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, no, you're fine, we don't have any evidence of anything wrong with you, people typically go, oh, they relax, sigh of relief. And what do? Do they focus then on the symptom or sensation? No. They go about their life again, and the symptom or sensation gradually goes down or quickly goes down. So that leads to step 4, which is that you don't over-focus on it. You don't put all your attention on it. That's called hypervigilance. You don't want to do that, because if you over-focus on the sensation in a very vigilant, very focused, fixated way, you're going to reinforce that very sensation. It's called hypervigilance. It's one of the things that people do. And they don't realize that doing that just puts a magnifying glass on top of what they're experiencing and makes it bigger. Now, you can do somatic tracking, which is one of the tools we have here. It's also called PRT, pain reprocessing therapy. It's something I work with people on as well. And you can learn that from other practitioners as well. That's actually when we more open up to what we're experiencing. That's like step 3. We welcome in all the feelings and sensations, and we're going to perceive them now as being okay, that they're nothing dangerous or threatening. And we're going to do it from a place of safety, of being calm and relaxed. So what I'm talking about here really mirrors that PRT somatic tracking practice. Okay, these steps here, and these steps are very logical. They make a lot of sense. They're backed by research, and they work, because this is a way we can deal with the BS, okay, the brain sensations. Step 5, the last step, is that you go back to your life now. Okay, we go back to what we call exposure. This is your behavioral piece. You're going to start acting normally again. You're going to go back to everything in the most normal way you can. Why again? It comes back at step 1. There's nothing wrong with you. Right? Can you see that these subsequent steps off your foundation are building all in the same direction, the same alignment? If there's nothing wrong with you, and that's the premise, it's just my brain that's feeling threatened or under danger or emotionally reactive or sensitive or conditioned or learned or has some nocebo beliefs in it. This stuff is benign. It's harmless. It's your brain, yeah, sending you a message, and you can look and see what it's trying to tell you, and you can see what it's from. Absolutely, this is some other work you can do. But in and of itself, if there's nothing wrong, we need to go back to everything to show your brain that there's nothing wrong, right? And that teaches the brain then that there isn't anything wrong. It reduces the danger and threat signal in your through the exposure. People who are avoiding, people who are pulling back, people who are not doing things, you have to understand that avoidance increases fear. Avoidance increases these sensations in your body. What appears to be something helpful is actually very hurtful. And we can use it short term if we absolutely need to. If the sensations are really, really high, we can short term pause, but don't stop. But there's another video I did called Pause, but Don't Stop. Check it out if you want. We can pause, call a timeout. I say, take some breaths, calm down, recognize what's going on, and then we can start up again. Okay, so we want to move forward in the most normal way possible to get back to everything that we're not doing to show the brain there is no threat or danger in our system. Okay, and that includes going back to social connections, relationships, work, exercise, hobbies. And actually, the more you can get involved in something that's meaningful and purposeful, it gives you some reward and connection and social support, the better, because that's going to calm your system down more as well. It's going to make you feel more secure, more relaxed. And when you feel that way, you feel better. Okay, so I hope this makes sense, everybody. These 5 steps here, very simple, but very helpful as a framework for you to move forward. And if you want more help on these and how to integrate these into yourself and your condition, reach out. Again, this is what I help people with in their recoveries. So let's go over the steps one more time so you have them in your mind. Number 1, and I put it as number 1 because it's the most important thing. How do you perceive what you're feeling? Do you think something's wrong with you? Do you see something is wrong or something bad or dangerous or threatening is going on? That's your foundation. The answer is no, there isn't. Okay, and this is based on your evidence that you have of your condition, that this is your mind, not your body. And the brain can produce all sorts of stuff in your body, but it doesn't mean there's actually something dangerous or threatening happening now. And sometimes the stuff it produces is also not dangerous and threatening. It's just sending a signal to you, possibly a message, possibly an overreaction, right? Many times the brain overreacts. It's called sensitization, sending an emotion to you that maybe is being distorted into a physical symptom, sensation. So lots of reasons, but in and of themselves, none of those things are truly bad, dangerous, that we need to go ahead and do all the subsequent things we do that end up making it worse. So number 2, we relax, calm down, exhale. A relief relaxation, because there's nothing wrong. So let's relax, just as if the doctor told you, you're okay. Oh, thank God. Relax. That's the kind of relaxation we want to bring in. Once we remind our brain, reassure our brain that there's nothing wrong with me, let's relax. That activates your parasympathetic nervous system. And then step 3, we welcome in, we allow whatever's here. We're not trying to fix anything. We're not trying to stop any sensation. No, if we were to do that, that's going to send the wrong message to the brain. We're going to open up the door, welcome in. I say, give the green light to any sensation. It can do whatever it wants. It doesn't matter because it's not dangerous and threatening. Off your step 1. Now, step 4, after we do that, we welcome everything in. It's fine. Relax. Then we put our attention somewhere else. Get back, put it on a neutral area of your body. Put it somewhere else other than the symptoms or sensations, because if you hyper focus on them, that's going to be a magnifying glass. That's called hypervigilance. Put your awareness somewhere else, anywhere else. Okay. You can do somatic tracking in a way where your attention is open and you're allowing everything to come in. That's the step 3. But when you get to step 4, it's like, yeah, I'm going to put it over here now because I want to show my brain that I'm not concerned if that sensation is there, if it's up or down or whatever it's doing. And then finally, the last step is get back to life. You want to combine all these steps together, especially with step 5, as you're going back to things you've stopped, you've avoided. It's very possible and very normal that sensations will kick up from your brain and your body. And at that point in time, you use the first 4 steps here again in real time to deal with what's going on. Unless you know you hurt yourself, unless you know you actually hurt yourself, that's different. But most of the time, it's not the case. It's our brain that's reacting, causing this. So I hope that's helpful, everybody. If you do like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're looking for support, help, diagnosis, understanding of your condition in relation to what we're talking about. Reach out. You can go to thepainpt.com to learn more. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.